It's not that we hate phone calls. Actually, no, that is. There's a primal reaction to this, just like this sudden intrusion.
Yeah. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, we got thinking about phone calls because your birthday is coming up.
Yeah.
And it is a gold mine for phone calls. Like,
I couldn't describe it better.
there's your mum, there's your sister, my mum.
Really everyone we know at this point.
Yeah, that's like, pretty much it. But
we're late 30s and antisocial. Yeah. People want to talk to you.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, how are you doing? What are you up to? Like, I understand.
I was having a good time.
Yeah, I understand it's from a nice place, but it is, and I'm going to sound like an absolute bastard saying this, but it does come across a little bit selfish.
It's a bit of an intrusion.
Isn't it? And when you've made people aware, like,
yeah,
I'm not really into this sort of thing, the fact that they keep doing it,
yeah,
it's for them.
My mum has kind of got the message that she won't show up at the door.
Yeah.
And she will phone me in advance to say, is now a good time to give John a call.
Of all the people, your mum has truly, in my mind, got it. And she's known me the least amount of time.
But she introduces a dilemma because previously she'd have just shown up at the door or just phoned.
No.
And
Popping
now,
in.
yeah. It's good that she doesn't just show up because, like, we might be in our pajamas. I
don't wear pajamas.
I speak for myself in pajamas
I just
terms.
sit in the buff. I don't. No one needs to see that.
That would be a treat. That's more for my birthday. But she stopped just showing up at the door. And she did initially go to just a phone call to you directly.
Yeah.
Without any sort of checking in beforehand.
Yeah.
And that was nice for me because it didn't introduce any sort of dilemmas of, is now a good time? Well, it's never a good time.
Yeah.
He doesn't like phone calls.
No.
So do I say yes? Give him no warning? Let it get it done without any kind of planning?
You could have been selfish.
Do I ask him and say, what do you think? Is now a good time? Without her hearing it? Do I say, no, give him an hour and then tell him?
I mean, there's only one good response to is now a good time. You don't need to look at me. It will always be no.
Well, you see, I know that, but that's not an acceptable answer. Is it better to surprise you with it or leave you with that lingering feeling of dread?
Yeah. Ooh. That is the question, isn't it? What's better, a planned phone call,
Yeah.
an unplanned phone call, and also giving and receiving? That sounds wrong, doesn't it? Giving and receiving, eh?
Hey,
But yeah, a phone call out of the blue
yeah,
versus one
that you know is coming.
is coming or that you have to make.
Uh-huh.
Because the amount of times where I will treat myself and just not answer and then be a case of, Jesus, I've got to call them back.
Yeah.
And we've both been in that situation, and each time we have to become the other person's hype person.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But you're like, you know what you're gonna say. You figured it out in your head. You've had a drink of water. You're good. You've really got this. Yeah. Like you pump them up, and then just send them out into the world. Like, good luck.
Yeah, well, that's it. Because if you do have one planned, you can't help yourself but to start scripting it and thinking about, well, what if they say this? Well, then I'll say this. And of course, it never goes
Turns
to the
into
script.
a spider's web where you've accounted for everything.
And then they'll say something, and it's the one thing you haven't accounted for out of the millions.
Yeah. Or worse, it'll work, but it'll be so mundane that it won't touch upon any of these sort of. You worked out this really complicated plan, and none of them are touched upon.
Yeah,
and
you
just
start trying to shoehorn it in because it's good stuff.
I have wasted my time.
Yeah, that's it. So, like, is it actually just better to get it over and done with? But then that's the horror of phone calls. There is no pause, rewind, restart.
Yeah, like there is no editing. Like
It's done.
You've taught me something very valuable, and I'm going to point at you aggressively.
Have I?
Yeah.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
You taught me to put, like, if I'm writing an email or notes, like
Yeah.
writing an email or a text message, even put it into notes.
Yeah.
Because then you can't accidentally hit send.
Yeah.
There's none of that on a phone
Born
call.
of experience.
But that's really helpful because it takes like all the stress out of it, you know, because there's always that sort of fear. There's like, and it's not even fear. It's also intrusive thoughts of don't hit send, don't hit send.
Yeah.
Because you always put the first one you always type is the one you want to send.
Yeah.
But it's never the one you should
No.
send.
You have to get it out of your system.
It will make me a better person to put this in writing first. It's all those like therapists that's just like write a letter and don't say
And
it. It's
then
like
burn it.
yeah. No, I'm sending the letter.
As I
First
hide
class.
all the stamps.
Yeah, signed so I know they've got it. But with phone calls,
There's no takesy backsies.
yeah, like what you say is said.
Yeah.
So like you either, you know, have to befriend a lot of forgetful people, which if you're looking for any people like that, I'll gladly put my hand up. I won't remember what the fuck you said to me and I will not take offense. But like family members, like, because you know what it's like. You've got your talking voice.
Yeah.
You've got your telephone voice. You've got the at home you.
Yeah.
And then you've got the family you.
Yeah. These things are similar, but not quite the same.
Yeah. So you very much have to be the telephone you and the family you, and God forbid should that slip.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something that then gets brought up at every conversation subsequently.
Oh yeah.
It's
Christmas.
that time you said to me,
Yeah.
oh no, I had forgotten and now I remember.
Been there. Many a time.
Do you remember?
Yeah. Which is why,
Yeah.
right, not to go, I suppose it's not really off topic, but it's sideways. It's a lateral move.
Little side quest.
Yeah. I remember I was going for a job and it would have been shortly after I moved here.
Yeah.
But it was for working like a call center for a bank. So they run you through, they do all the interviews, and I don't know how, but I present myself as a reasonable person long enough to make it through to sort of the next stage. And they sit us in front of these phones. They present us a sheet of paper. Now, this is a bank, so it's fairly heavily scripted.
Right,
For
yeah.
legal
There's
reasons.
A lot of regulations.
Yeah.
You need to say these words
In
verbatim.
this order, exactly.
Yeah.
But also seem natural.
Yeah.
Like have conversation with someone. Now, people are getting bogged down by the idea of ramifications if they don't say these certain things. So they're
Okay.
sort of panicking over the left, right, ups and downs of this business.
Yeah.
Whereas I quite happily sailed through. This was like the first interview that I really just sailed through.
Nailed
'Cause
it.
everything was in a flowchart.
Oh, wow.
It was just
Right.
a case of if this, then this, if this, then this, if this, then this.
That's like the perfect phone call.
Easiest phone call of my life. They got all these people next to me, like they're great with the small talk, but they're tripping over all the various yeah. Whereas this is just like, okay, well, we know how it starts, we know how it ends, we know all the bits in between. And occasionally it's like, and how's the weather where you are? That I can do.
Wow.
Yeah.
That really takes the pressure off because
Yeah.
you do have to think about that when you're scripting spontaneous, I say spontaneous phone calls.
Yeah.
When you script them out for yourself,
The true lies.
you do have to think about sort of, well, if they say this, I'll have to say that.
Yeah.
But they've done it for you. They've done the hard work.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
I'm thinking of like fully regulating myself.
Yeah.
So that people understand that I have to talk to them with this.
The question is, though, is there still an awkward ending? Because that's always the difficult bit. So you've had the conversation. How do you end it?
I mean,
how do you stop it and say, go away now, please? Thank you very much.
In that situation, no, I did not find the ending very awkward at all. Because there was very much a case of, is there anything I can help you with? And they said no. In which case, brilliant, bye. Like, I'm happy to get you off the phone. The business sees it as efficiency. Yeah. That's great. In my personal life...
you can't really use that with your mum. No. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
She'll say, like, oh, gotta go.
She would say yes.
Gotta go. Dinner's on or something. And you're like, great, okay, so we're wrapping up now. Gladly talk another 10, 15 minutes. It's like, I thought...
Yeah, mine is exactly the same.
It's like a verbal agreement, you know. We have a verbal contract and you are now breaking it.
I have to question, though, is it us or is it them?
Oh, absolutely them. Always them.
I mean, they have made a clear signal of this conversation is wrapping up because there is a pressing need for me to leave. And then they keep going.
Yeah, the onus is on you. Like, there's almost a guilt there of just like, I'm sorry, I'm keeping you. And that's a great line. Why haven't I ever used that?
Have you not?
No, of course I haven't.
Oh, I've tried it with mine. It doesn't work. Which leads me back to the question of, is it me or is it her?
No, you don't.
Do I not?
No, you
Do I just think I do?
No, you have a hair thing. This is going to sound fucking awful in this day and age, but you people.
What do you mean by this?
Yeah, I don't think I can get away with that. You lot have figured out, you know, the ultimate ending to a phone call.
I suppose, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about.
Because it's only done here.
There is, I suppose it's not just with my mum, it is everyone over here. Mm-hmm. There is that signal of, I need to leave. And then there's small talk continues.
Yeah.
But then it just abruptly stops. One person... Or sometimes both. Sometimes we talk over each other. But...
No.
I know. Heavens forbid.
Thank God you don't do that with me.
But at least one party
I'm just as guilty. There we go. Sorry. Just need to get that out.
At least one party in the phone call will just end it abruptly with... So, right then. And then we go to a very Northern Ireland ending of bye, 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 bye. As it used to be, as you took the receiver away from your head and slammed it down.
You're aging yourself.
Nowadays, as you take the receiver away from your head.
The whole phone.
And press a button.
The first few times that happens to you, you're just like, what the fuck did I do to these people? Like, I thought I'd offended them or something. He's like, yeah, all right, bye, 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 bye. And you're like, huh?
Yeah, I can only imagine, because I grew up with it, it just seemed that's how everyone ends phone calls.
Yeah.
And it was only whenever my world sort of expanded beyond the locality.
To the big smoke of London.
Yeah. That not everyone did that.
No.
People just say, bye.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Once I realised that I hadn't like mortally offended someone and their family would have to like, there'd be some sort of lineage where they would chase after me, you know? Because it sounds very old school of just sort of, how dare you?
Bye, 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 bye.
I'm not used to. I'm used to the English goodbye, which is the yes, no, I must leave, but let's talk for 10 to 15 to 20 minutes more. That sudden, just like out of the blue, just bye 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 bye. It's like fuck, I've done something wrong. I have misspoken. This is
no. You're probably their best friend at that point.
They're now my best friend. I love it. Once I learnt it, I am in love with this. This is wonderful.
Yeah, and it doesn't give the other person scope to reintroduce further conversation because you're so busy saying bye there is no opportunity to get another word in.
But equally, everyone does it. So it's not even like a power move where you're just like, I am ending this conversation. You don't feel like
It's
a
just
dick
expected.
afterwards. Exactly. If you didn't, people would be offended.
Yeah. Once the buys start, that's it. You're done. Leave it for another day.
It's absolutely beautiful that everyone recognizes this. It's like banana. I don't know where to stop there. Everyone recognizes it. And it's just this universal end.
Yeah.
It's like, I have had enough, but no one takes offense.
No.
It's glorious.
It's bizarre, but it works.
Yeah. See, I have...
And like, it even works in work. It's not even just a personal calls thing. It happens in a workplace setting. That is just how we end phone calls. And
like, I can't imagine it in work. I mean, that's the first time I heard it, so of course I can. But they were customers. I can't.
yeah.
So dealing with
Oh no, like co-workers.
right, okay,
Bye.
yeah, I can't really imagine that. That's
Yeah. And if you only get one buyout and then you hang up, it feels actually a little bit rude. It's like, I've
I
cut
have
this
been
short.
robbed.
I did it the other day and I thought, oh no,
You spend too much time with me.
oh no, I should have buyed it. There was only one buy. I hung up. And I was like, oh no, they're going to think I am so ignorant.
Next, we'll have you saying goodbye.
No, it's never going to happen.
Cleanse yourself.
It's a buy, not a good buy. It's never good.
I mean, for me, bye is always good. That's the end of it, surely.
But it's so bizarre because I make phone calls all the time as part of work. And it's an easy part of the job, which is weird to say.
It's weird to hear.
Yeah, because you've seen me in personal life.
Oh, yeah. Many occasions.
Sometimes it takes like a week for me to make a really straightforward phone call
Yeah.
in personal life.
I think I'm still waiting for a call back from about 3 years ago. So
But it's such a strange thing because it feels like an entirely different concept. And
okay.
I don't know what it is about it. Maybe I know what I'm doing in work, whereas I don't as a person. I don't know, is that the difference?
Yeah, I felt that one.
But it feels entirely different. I make phone calls if it's just a little bit easier to chat versus type in a message.
Yeah.
I will accept random phone calls without question.
What?
Hi, how's it going? Yeah.
Who are you?
Whereas personal life, if it's only a little bit easier to make a phone call,
Yeah.
but I could send a message, it's a message.
Well, I mean, you haven't lost your mind entirely then.
No. If it's someone phoning me and I don't expect that call and I'm not prepared for that call, it gets ignored. Work, I'll be like, yeah, hi, how's it going? What's up? What can I help with? Personal life? No.
This ain't happening.
Sorry. Quiet yourself, demon. No, it goes to voicemail.
Yeah.
It's a bizarre dichotomy and I can't make sense of it.
Is it a persona you put on then?
I think it might be, but it's so ingrained I don't even know I'm doing it.
Okay.
Because it's just like, oh yeah, call. Okay. I'll just hop on that.
That is demented.
Yeah, there's a bit of a, if it's a on video call,
Yeah.
there is that moment of, but I'll be like, oh yeah, sorry, the camera's off. Let me just put it on. Hi. I know.
That's was apart from the Katie I know.
Yeah, that is absolutely not me in my personal life.
No.
No. Personal life, people are very well acquainted with the voicemail lady that I've got. Because I haven't even put on a personal message on it.
You just still the automated.
Yeah. Leave your message after the beep. Boop.
That is something that I have recently treated myself with, because I changed contracts and I haven't set up a voicemail yet. And I must say, it is wonderful. The phone just sort of tires itself out and then it goes away. The amount of times I've spoken to people, family members, back in the day, friends, when I socialized. But yeah, I'd say to them just like, okay, look, if you call me, don't leave a voicemail.
Yeah.
Unless, it's an emergency.
Yeah.
And even then, probably text me. But like the amount of times you pick up the phone of, so-and-so's phoned. Mm-hmm. As if like this is new information, you hadn't just been ignoring it and waiting for the terrible thing to go away. But so-and-so phoned. They've left a voicemail. Hi, I must have missed you. Can you give us a call back when you got the chance? Like, it's implied in the context. You do not need to then, like, that's like 4 or 5 extra steps I need to do to call my voicemail, potentially put in a pin depending on who it's with, and then listen to the thing, then go through the menu and listen to the menu to figure out which number it is to delete the thing, to then think about needing to call you back again.
Yeah.
Like, it's so many extra steps.
So redundant.
Right? And yet, no matter how many times I say, like, don't leave me a voicemail.
Yeah.
It just kept happening. So now I've done away with it. It's like, yeah, okay. Do you know what hasn't happened?
Yeah.
There hasn't been a follow-up text or email of just like, hi, just tried to call you. Can you give me a call back?
Well, that's interesting.
I know. I was kind of expecting it. Nothing. Yeah. There's just a missed call and the assumption that, like, I will see that, I'll know who it was, and I'll know what to do with that information. I don't like the term, but it truly has been a game changer.
Yeah, I might need to do something similar. Although, having said that, the person that tended to leave me the longest voicemails is no longer with us. But my grandfather,
okay,
anytime I managed to not answer my phone.
Sorry, just to clarify, you didn't murder him because he kept leaving you long voicemails?
No, I didn't. It was entirely unrelated. It's a fair clarification.
It took a tone there for a second where one might be linked to the other.
No. He used to phone and he'd get the voicemail and then he would go through the steps of the conversation that we would have had, but it was one-sided.
Oh, it is in the blood.
And this is back in the day where phone calls to your voicemail were absolutely extortionate.
Oh, yeah.
It used to be like 20p a minute or something.
That's a throwback.
Yeah. And he would leave these long voicemails going on sort of 5 minutes or more. Just a purely one-sided conversation of, hi, how are you? I didn't get you, but I hope you're well. And what I was ringing to talk about. And he'd get distracted.
What an absolute legend.
And I was taking the bins out and so-and-so said to me, why is this all in the voicemail? I will phone you back. I've guaranteed to you. Because I know what you're like with voicemails. I promise I will phone you back.
I would be happy with that. That sounds brilliant.
No, because then you had to phone back and
listen to it all
again. But this time just with your input.
Yeah. I think I've seen this one before.
Deja vu.
See, that's given me a brilliant idea that I'll never get to do now. Is just to phone someone, be like, oh, it's voicemail. Put the phone down and then just start cooking a dinner or something. And just being like, oh, I've got to add the salt to the... Make it last an hour.
Yeah.
Beat them at their own game.
He actually did do that.
That's brilliant.
And he'd talk to the cat. And and then the cat would be given the phone to talk to me. And there was a level of madness there.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, the longest voicemails I have ever received, except for accidental calls from a pocket.
When you bum phone someone.
Yeah.
I've had an idea.
Yeah.
We'll get neurotypicals to take our phone calls. Like, we'll start an agency they take our phone calls
Yeah.
and then they can just text us through the script and a summary and ideally a few emojis to like describe the tone.
If we also got them, if we sent back a text with a response and got them to deal with that end of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
just get them to
cut out the phone calls altogether.
Well, first we'd have to teach them how to mimic properly because they'd need to sound like us and have our inflections.
Yeah. Oh, this is becoming a bigger project than I thought.
It is, but like mimicking, realistically, how hard is it? I know I can't listen to a Vince Vaughn film without...
Or Jonah Hill.
Or Jonah Hill.
The laughter. Oh.
War Pigs. Oh,
Yeah. It takes weeks to get you back out of it.
And we're burning good material. We should do this on Mimicking Week. But yeah, we'll get them to do that. We'll outsource it.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you want to be an early adopter, send us your bank account details now.
No, don't do that.
Be an early investor.
If I were watching this video, I'd be like, that's a great idea. Sign me up right now. No, this is going on the list of things that will never actually come to fruition. Please don't send us your bank details. We don't want the responsibility.
Actually, that's a fair point. I don't want to, like...
No.
I think this is a banging idea. Like, absolutely. Let's get some funding.
There's GDPR regulations. No, please, no.
Out. Done. Just going to start pouring the petrol and just burn it all down. I'm out. I'm bored now.
We don't want that level of responsibility.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
We're not to be trusted.
Don't send your bank account details, no. Just burn it down. I don't want to have to deal with paperwork. Yeah.
So,
Anyway. Bye-bye.